As you've learned in science, energy is a series of moving light and microwave particles. Your body has a field of light and energy surrounding it, and this is what we commonly refer to as your energy field or aura. Everyone experiences auras differently. Some people see shapes. Other people see colors. Some people see only light. Whatever you see is right for you. Your body has two main energy systems. You have 12 meridians, each assigned to a specific organ. You have 7 energy centers on your body, commonly known as chakras. These energy centers are what are activated when we talk about downloads, and you often receive new energy via your crown chakra from source. We also give off and receive energy when we interact with the people around us. Where the energy meets in the middle of us, that is the relationship. As we give off energy into the world around us, that energy collectively becomes known as the morphic or holographic field. We are able to both get information from this field as well as input new information into this field. The morphic field was first discovered in the 1970s and has become the basis for healing modalities like kinesiology, body talk, resonance repatterning, and more. The morphic field also gave us knowledge of the human consciousness scale. Kinesiology is a muscle self-testing process. Basically, kinesiology says if you make a statement or hold something near your body that is true for you or good for you, then your body will offer a resistance or a yes response. If the answer is false for you, then your body will offer no resistance. So, for example, if I say my name is Shemery, then my body will give a yes response and offer resistance. If I say my name is Linda, my body will give a no response and offer no resistance. When kinesiology was first discovered, a very smart gentleman by the name of Dr. David Hawkins embarked on a very long 20-year study into kinesiology. And what he discovered was that certain elements and items, when tested across people, always returned the same results. And as a result of the findings, he went on to calibrate a growth model for human evolution called the Human Consciousness Scale. How Dr. Hawkins calibrated the Human Consciousness Scale was that he set a defined set of questions and statements, asking things like, where did Jesus calibrate on the scale, and what emotion is associated with which level on the scale. By the end of the research period, he had calibrated a scale for human evolution that spanned from 0 to 1,000. Showing different levels of evolution, including all major historical figures such as Jesus, Buddha, Gandhi, and more. The other significant thing that he discovered was that no matter who he tested those findings on, the same findings would return. Effectively, the holographic field is like the internet of all things and all knowledge. and your body is like a device or search engine that can plug in, interact, input, and withdraw any information you would like, whether or not you've had access to that information before. Every single small personal growth change you make also flows out into the field, and this is how changing your world through personal growth and development actually makes the world a better place. In the 1980s, the FBI continued research begun by Dr. Herbert Benson and Robert Wallace into transcendental meditation. The FBI took people who were well established and practiced in TM and placed them in major urban centers around the world to measure the effects of transcendental meditation on crime rates, war rates, rape, all the evil and negative stuff you can imagine. In each of the major centers where the TM gatherings were held and people practiced transcendental meditation, all crime rates dropped by something like 75%. In addition, it was discovered that the percentage population that is required in order to be able to make a change is the square root of 1% of any given population. Further applying this knowledge to the morphic field understanding brings us to understand that we will only require in the region of 144,000 enlightened beings in order to facilitate the global shift for the entire population of the planet. Energy also directly changes your DNA structure, and this impacts how you affect the world around you. The DNA phantom effect is a fascinating study undertaken by Dr. Vladimir Poponin. In the study, Dr. Poponin creates a vacuum. After the vacuum has been created, as expected, all the photons or particles of light contained within the vacuum have moved into chaos. Now Dr. Poponin did something very interesting. He introduced a piece of DNA into the vacuum, and the photons formed a holding pattern. More interestingly, once the DNA was removed, the photons maintained their holding pattern. Every time you make a healing change to your system, body, and energy, your body automatically starts sending out waves and particles of energy that instantaneously begin changing the world around you at the atomic level. And this is how healing enables you to change any and every aspect of your reality. When you form an energetic connection to something, it sticks. In experiments performed by the US military, white blood cells were taken from donors and then monitored in a remote location while the donors were subjected to environmental and emotional stimulus. The stimulus response measured in the donor and the white blood cells was then compared, and it was noted that they were exactly the same even though they were now separated by geographical distance. In another experiment, human placenta DNA was placed into vials and given to researchers who were adept at expressing certain emotions. What they discovered was that DNA changed its shape according to the feeling of the researchers. Gratitude, love, and appreciation led to DNA responding by relaxing and the strands unwinding. When researchers felt anger, fear, frustration, or stress, the DNA responded by tightening up. it became shorter and switched off many of the DNA codes. Mainstream scientific research has already shown that many of the aging effects are caused by a shortening of our DNA structure and strands. The final energy experiment that you really should know about is the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto. Dr. Emoto has for years taken water and exposed it to emotions, words, pictures, and then captured the changes that those water crystals have undergone photographically. His work clearly shows that water exposed to prayer, love, and positive words like love, gratitude, appreciation, and amen will show beautiful crystal structures, while polluted water or water that's been exposed to anger or negative emotion will show horrific, broken up structure.